Welcome back to Her Story Black History Month, brought to you by Salty Vixen. This February we're honoring the fierce, the forgotten, and the fearless women who built the foundation, broke the barriers, and carried the torch when no one else would. Today, we step into the extraordinary life of a woman who is an inspiration to me and may other women in the world, Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama, a woman whose journey from the modest streets of Chicago's South Side to the White House and beyond stands as one of the most powerful testaments to resilience, grace, intellect, and unyielding strength in modern American history. As the first African-American First Lady, she did not merely occupy the role, she transformed it, using her platform to champion health, education, military families, girls' empowerment worldwide, and the simple truth that representation matters deeply. Her words, "When they go low, we go high," are not just a slogan. They are a lived philosophy, forged in personal trials, public scrutiny, and an unbreakable commitment to dignity over division. At 62 in 2026, Michelle Obama remains a global beacon. Author, producer, podcaster, advocate, mother, wife, and enduring symbol of what it means to rise, lift others, and refuse to be diminished. Let's begin at the beginning, in the heart of Chicago's South Shore neighborhood on January 17, 1964. Michelle LaVaughn Robinson entered the world into a working-class family where love was abundant even if space was tight. The family lived in a two-bedroom apartment on the upper floor of a brick bungalow at 7436 South Euclid Avenue, rented from her great-aunt who lived downstairs and taught piano lessons. That home pulsed with routine and warmth, nightly family dinners around the table, evenings filled with Monopoly games, reading aloud, laughter, and the steady rhythm of church at South Shore United Methodist on Sundays. Summers meant road trips to a rustic cabin in White Cloud, Michigan, simple escapes that built unbreakable bonds. Her father, Fraser Robinson III (1935–1991), worked as a pump operator for the Chicago Water Department and served as a Democratic precinct captain. Diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in his 30s, the disease advanced relentlessly, first crutches, then a wheelchair, yet Fraser never stopped working, never let his children see him falter. He taught Michelle and her older brother Craig, born 1962, 21 months apart, the quiet power of perseverance. Show up, do the work, keep going. Her mother, Marion Shields Robinson, 1937–2024, started as a secretary at Spiegel's catalog store, but became a full-time homemaker to focus on her children's education and stability. Marion's presence was the anchor, nurturing, disciplined, always pushing excellence without apology. Both Michelle and Craig skipped second grade due to their sharp minds. Michelle attended Bryn Mawr Elementary, later Bouchett Academy, entering the gifted program by 6th grade, then Whitney M. Young Magnet High School, Chicago's first magnet school, where the daily 3-hour commute became routine. There she maintained 4-year honor roll status, took advanced placement courses, joined the National Honor Society, served as student council treasurer, and graduated as salutatorian in 1981. Classmates included Santita Jackson, daughter of Rev. Jesse Jackson. Even then she faced subtle gender biases, people deferring to Craig's opinions over hers, but she turned every slight into fuel, determined to prove doubters wrong. Her ancestry is a rich tapestry of African-American history, resilience, and survival. On her father's side, Gullah roots from South Carolina's Lowcountry. Great-great-grandfather Jim Robinson, born enslaved around 1850 on Friendfield Plantation near Georgetown, freed at 15 after the Civil War. Some relatives still live in the Georgetown area. Maternally, great-great-great-grandmother Melvinia Dosey Shields was enslaved in South Carolina, sold to Georgia farmer Henry Walls Shields, and bore biracial son Dolphus T. Shields, c. 1860, likely fathered by the enslaver's 20-year-old son Charles Marion Shields, as confirmed by 2012 DNA evidence. Melvinia remained near the Shields family post-emancipation, adopting their surname. All 4 grandparents carried multiracial heritage, African, Irish, English, Native American threads woven quietly into the family story. Extended kin include first cousin once removed Rabbi Capers Funai, who converted to Judaism. The Robinsons rarely lingered on slavery scars. Instead, they emphasized forward motion, education as liberation, and building a better tomorrow. Inspired by Craig, who preceded her at Princeton, Michelle applied despite high school counselors warning she was Princeton material. She enrolled in 1981, majoring in sociology with an African American studies minor, graduating cum laude in 1985. Princeton was eye-opening and isolating, wealthier classmates in BMWs, a white roommate's mother requesting reassignment due to race. She felt like a visitor but found purpose at the Third World Center, now Carl A. Field Center, running daycare and after-school tutoring. Her 99-page senior thesis, Princeton Educated Blacks and the Black Community, surveyed alumni, under 90 responses from 400, on racial identity and community ties, revealing how elite education could sometimes create distance from roots, a finding that challenged her own expectations yet sharpened her resolve. Harvard Law School, 1985-1988, followed, mentored by Charles Ogletree. She earned her J.D., joined protests for minority faculty hiring, and worked at the Harvard Legal Aid Bureau on low-income tenant housing cases. By graduation, she had reconciled her identities. Brilliant scholarship and proud black womanhood were not opposites, they were one. Post-law school, Michelle joined Sidley and Austin in Chicago 1988-1991, handling marketing, intellectual property and government contracts. In 1989, she mentored summer associate Barack Obama. Their professional relationship blossomed into romance after a business lunch and community meeting. Their first date, Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. She left private practice in 1991 for public service, keeping her law license inactive since 1993. In Chicago city government, 1991-1993, she served as assistant to Mayor Richard M. Daley and assistant commissioner of planning and development, prioritizing child care and community partnerships. From 1993 to 1996, as executive director of Public Allies, Chicago office, she set fundraising records that stood for over a decade, describing it as her happiest career chapter. At the University of Chicago, 1996-2007, she began as Associate Dean of Student Services, launching the Community Service Center, then became Executive Director for Community Affairs, and from 2002 Vice President for Community and External Affairs at the University of Chicago Hospitals, later Medical Center, with salary reaching $273,618 by 2006. Board service included Treehouse Foods, resigned 2007 amid political scrutiny, and the Chicago Council on Global Affairs. Michelle and Barack married October 3, 1992, at Trinity United Church of Christ. After a miscarriage, they used IVF for daughters Malia Ann, born July 4, 1998, and Natasha Sasha, born June 10, 2001. South Side life continued, Barack teaching at the University of Chicago Law School, serving in the Illinois Senate 1997-2004, and U.S. Senate 2005-2008. Michelle limited overnight campaign travel to once weekly during primaries, protecting family normalcy. Daughters attended the University of Chicago laboratory schools. Michelle advocated for diversity on its board before they moved to Sidwell Friends in D.C. Marian Robinson joined the White House household for grandparent support. Faith anchored them. Raised Methodist, they joined Trinity United Church of Christ, marrying and baptizing daughters there. They left in 2008 amid Rev. Jeremiah Wright controversies. In the White House, they attended various churches sporadically without formal membership, but faith remained a quiet guide. Michelle was initially reluctant about Barack's 2008 presidential run. Family impact weighed heavily, but became a powerhouse surrogate. Her August 25, 2008, DNC speech in Denver highlighted values and hope, though the line, "For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country," drew misinterpretation as unpatriotic. She clarified it as renewed optimism amid change. Media scrutiny was intense. Angry black woman tropes, a fist bump labeled terrorist fist jab, yet favorability rose. Her style, Jason Wu, Tracy Reese accessible brands, became a statement of inclusion. As First Lady 2009-2017, Michelle focused on measurable change. Let's Move, 2010, tackled childhood obesity, planting the White House kitchen garden 2009, first since Eleanor Roosevelt's, healthier school lunches, more vegetables, less sugar, farm-to-school programs, corporate partnerships. The Task Force on Childhood Obesity report 2010 drove progress. Critics decried overreach, but calorie reductions hit targets early. Joining forces 2011 with Jill Biden supported veterans and families, employment, mental health, homelessness initiatives earning awards. Reach Higher 2014, promoted higher education access. Let Girls Learn 2015, advanced global girls' education through USAID. Travels were high profile. China 2014 with daughters, Africa 2011, Mexico 2010, Saudi Arabia 2015, no headscarf as foreigner, Cuba 2016, Argentina tango. She hugged Queen Elizabeth II 2009 protocol debate. Championed LGBT rights, signed Lily Ledbetter Act symbolically. Fashion scrutiny was constant, sleeveless dresses sparked arm's gate, but she embraced it as confidence. Approval ratings often exceeded Barack's, 61% plus in polls. Siena polls ranked her high, third 40 in 2020. Post-White House, a $65 million Penguin Random House deal followed. Becoming 2018, sold over 11.5 million copies, won a Grammy Best Spoken Word Album 2020, spawned a Netflix documentary 2020 that surged in viewership in 2026. The Light We Carry 2022 shared resilience tools, knitting as therapy, armor against fear. The Look November 4, 2025, explored fashion evolution, beauty standards, hair politics and confidence as first Black First Lady, straight styles in the White House, bolder choices later. Higher Ground Productions, 2018 with Barack, Oscar winner American Factory, 2019, Crip Camp 2020, Rustin 2023, Waffles Plus Moch 2021 Emmy wins nominations. Podcasts: The Michelle Obama Podcast, 2020 Spotify featuring Barack, Michelle Obama, The Light Podcast 2023 Audible, IMO 2025 with Craig Robinson, Sibling Advice on Life's Real Questions. Girls Opportunity Alliance 2018 supports education STEM for girls globally. Voter advocacy peaked in 2020 Georgia runoff and 2024 DNC speech for Kamala Harris. Hope is making a comeback. In 2026, attended NBA All-Star Game, February 15, Intuit Dome with Barack and Sasha, courtside cheers, family date night amid rumors dismissed. For Black History Month Centennial she shared, Happy Black History Month. For 100 years, each February we've celebrated the Black folks who have shaped our nation and fought for our freedoms. As we reflect on how far we've come, we can't lose sight of the work that remains. The dreams of our ancestors depend on all of us carrying on their work and refusing to be deterred. That's what Black history is all about. The enduring hope, joy, resilience and resistance, truths that resonate as powerfully today as ever before. Gallup Most Admired Woman multiple years, Presidential Medal of Freedom 2021, National Women's Hall of Fame 2021. Denied presidential runs repeatedly. Her legacy, authenticity as power, service as strength, hope as action. Michelle Obama shows Black women can be everything, brilliant, loving, fierce, first, without apology. When they go low, we go high. We plant gardens, speak truth, lift each other and keep carrying the torch. That's her story, a reminder that one woman's rise can light the way for millions. Thank you for joining us this Black History Month, brought to you by Salty Vixen. Honor the fierce, remember the forgotten, embody the fearless. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, stay high.